It's crazy, man. But anyway, as long as I'm off, it don't matter. I've got a glass of wine because Dennis stresses me out. So I might have the whole bottle tonight.
Adam. Welcome to episode 5 of the We Gonna Win the League podcast with myself, Craig. We got James, we got Dennis, and we got Tom. I'd ask everyone if they're all right, but I'm assuming you all are because you're all smiling.
Oh, I'm brilliant. Oh, yeah, having a great time. Hey.
Fantastic, mate. Fantastic. I feel good. It's nice to be back after international break, you know. It's nice to be back.
I was just about to say, we just had an international break, which is, you know, for some people quite boring. For others, they enjoy it. I don't know what they enjoy, but some people just like watching matches like Italy versus Israel. So it's, you know, it's a little bit of a toast for everyone. So obviously this weekend we saw. Obviously we'll start with a segment on Arsenal and Liverpool because obviously we've got majority fans here, Arsenal and Liverpool. We'll start with Arsenal. So Arsenal played Nottingham Forest this weekend. Last week we had some predictions of the team sheet, which we weren't very far off. So, gents, Thomas, James, overall opinion of the match. Shoot.
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, man. So I thought that we played well. I think what me and James said basically last time basically came true, really, because we said that if Eze starts, then that would help with that creativity. So Eze was fantastic. So was. And always interrupting me then.
So we had David Ryan.
Always interrupting me then.
Because Dennis missed the game as usual, like he always does. He's part-time.
Yeah, but you got to start from the beginning. Like
we had
you're gonna
David
mention
Ryan
like
goal. Dennis, we had David Ryan goal. We had Mascara, not Mascara. At centre back. We had Gabriel at centre back. The king at the back is Gabriel. We had him at the centre back. We had Calafiori at left back. And then at right back, we had Timber. And then in midfield, we have Zibamendi, Marino, or whatever you called him the other week. I can't remember what you called him. And then we had, who's the other attacking midfielder? Oh, Odegaard. It was Odegaard, but he went off, didn't he? Yeah, it was Odegaard, but he went off. So, yeah, we had Odegaard, and then we had Gyökeres, we had Eze on the left, and Maduenka on the right. Yeah, so that was the team. Yeah.
And then, obviously, to be fair, I think both you, Tom, and James predicted 10 players out of 11. Obviously, Marino got the start rather than Rice.
Yeah.
Why is that? Because the first thing you said is you wouldn't go negative by Marino, but obviously he did. So what was the reasoning behind that? I mean,
I don't think he did because I think Marino is more attacking than Rice. And I think he saw what happened in Spain, and Marino scored goals, didn't he, for Spain, and he played with Zibamendi, and he thought they played well together. So I think that's why he went more positive, because with Rice and Zibamendi, they're both more sort of. I mean, Rice does get up now, but he could play as a holding role as well. So I think Marino's more attacking than Rice. So I think he went for Marino and Odegaard in the way that he thought we'd go more attacking. We're at home.
And
I'm surprised. I'm surprised.
I also think that like another reason why he subbed Rice was because he's played every game this season, and plus for England, and so I think he's just trying to rest him a little bit because I think we've got Man City next, so I think he's trying to rest Rice a little bit.
That makes sense.
And so he comes back on for next game, Man City, a bit more fresh.
Yeah,
I was surprised really of the final result because I expected Forest to be a little bit more positive in the way they were playing. Probably saw a bit of a team that can, you know, get surprising results, and we saw that last season. In possession, there wasn't a lot in it. I think Arsenal got 54%, Forest got 46%. But obviously on the overall stats, like XG 1.62 compared to Forest 0.22. Forest didn't really have
a chance, did they?
Didn't have a lot of the ball, as in attacking areas, or if they did have the ball, it was more just passing it around. So what was your two takes on that?
Well, I think their most dangerous chance was when he chested it onto the bar, Wood.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, that was the most dangerous. And whether he meant to do
Yeah.
that, I mean, the commentator said he did. He chested it towards the goal in hope that it'd go in and it came off the bar. But other than that, I didn't think they looked a threat at all. Oh, and then there was when Mascara almost overran it in his own area and almost he lost the ball, but then he amended it. That was the only two opportunities they really had, to be fair. So I think we were solid at the back again. But I just think, I just don't think they had any threat going forward at all.
What I'd like to add into that one. Do you think going into the game, considering Nottingham Forest manager got the sack a few days ago or a few days before the kickoff, do you think that made a difference on Nottingham Forest not taking it into your ground? Or
well, that can go one of two ways, can't it? They can either be really up for it because they've just lost their manager and they're trying to impress the new manager in Postecoglou, or they can be, they cannot have a proper game plan because they've got a new manager and they've not had time to prepare. So you can look at that one of two ways, can't you? Some people would argue, they'd be really up for it to try and impress the new manager, and some people would argue, that they're not well prepared enough. You could talk about that either way, really, couldn't you? It's either here or there, either way.
And Tom, you've been quite, not critical, but obviously level-grounded with Arsenal's performances. It's another clean sheet, another 3 goals. Obviously the scoreline sometimes can over-perceive what a game was like, but was that more of a comfortable game, would you say, for Arsenal, and being at home as well benefited to that?
Yeah, I think it was a much more comfortable game. I think home definitely helped, but I think I've been saying it kind of that we've brought in a lot of new players and it takes time for them to gel. And so as time goes on, I think you're seeing the players gel better and making better passes, better crosses. I mean, just after the second half started, Eze just did an amazing sort of low cross straight to Gyökeres, and he just tapped it in. And I think it's that sort of thing that has just taken a few games for that to sort of build up. And I'm really hoping that sort of that will give us that will give us extra confidence for Man City game and the games forward. To sort of try and keep on playing in that way. And it's also great, and I was going to bring this up to have a bit of a go at Den, really, because Den always says that we are like a set piece sort of team.
Corner FC.
But we score from open play, and so it's starting to show.
Eventually.
And think then that Arteta. Can help to get his players to actually create goals from open play and not just corners, and that's proof of it. And I think that's coming to that will happen more and more.
I want to talk about that goal actually quickly.
I was just about to say, is this the Gyökeres goal, James?
The reason why I want to talk about that goal is because they actually did something different that they hadn't been doing for a while. They did all this tippy-tappy passing, taking it to the box backwards, sideways. But Calafiori actually played a ball over the top there on the wing to Eze. And Eze, what was clever about Eze, which is what Martinelli doesn't do, is he hit it first time across low and hard. First time it bounced in front of him and he hit it first time. He didn't control it. And that's the difference between him and Martinelli. They're straight away, straight into the box, straight to Gyökeres. And it was put on a plate for him. He couldn't miss there, really, Gyökeres. And it's 3 goals in 4 games for Gyökeres. So he started off all right. He started off really well, which Dennis said he'd be a flop. So So
there we go again.
It's still early. It's still.
Dennis, can I ask? I was going to ask James or Tom this question, but coming from an outside looking in, Gyökeres, obviously, as they just said, he scored another goal. Are you seeing from an outside looking in, not from an Arsenal perspective, Gyökeres being more versatile to the Premier League? Is he getting up to speed, or is it right place, right time?
He's getting there, but I don't think he's there yet. I think he's still got Gyökeres still have a lot to prove in terms of his goaling opportunity. I think the Eze goal, like you mentioned, it was a tap-in goal, so it wasn't like a one-on-one with the defender. Like, I mean, if you compare Gyökeres to Erling Haaland's goals over the weekend, you can see Erling Haaland going. He knows where to run and where to go, and midfield knows where he's going to be. And for Arsenal, I think they're still trying to figure out where Gyökeres is going to be on the front. Like, if they able to find him up front, then yeah, I think he'll be able to get a goal. But from a perspective way view, I think he's still got a lot to prove. Gyökeres hasn't convinced me he'll be the number one Arsenal signing for the season. I don't think he will.
Yeah, the number one signing Zubimendi so far. He's been brilliant, Zubimendi. Our number one signing Zubimendi so far.
Can I ask you, James? Are you Gyökeres? I'm not saying it as to try and bait you, but do you think there's more to come from Gyökeres, or do you think this is the type of player he is? Is he doing enough for you? I mean, he's still new. We're only 4 games in. Is he doing enough, or do you think this is? I still think he's lacking a bit of fitness. So he's going to, because of the system Arteta plays, it's the role Arteta wants him to play.
I think he's lacking a bit of fitness. So he's not quite up to speed with it yet. And also, I was a bit disappointed. What annoyed me with Arteta this week, and it did annoy me with Arteta this week, is he took him off. That was really frustrating. That was because it got to about, I can't remember what minute he got substituted in, but he was just getting in the flow. He done that great move where he went onto the wing and he smashed the ball against the bar, and he's about to score his second goal, but he hit the bar, he powered it, and it's like a bullet. The keeper didn't even see it went so far, and he was just starting to get some chemistry with the wingers, and then he got substituted, and I don't know whether he's trying to protect him or ease him in, or I don't know whether Arteta thinks he's not quite fit yet, but if he's not quite fit, then keep him on, I think. Let him get his fitness up, make him play the 90 minutes. And I don't understand why Arteta took him off. I understand Mourinho has been playing well up front, and he can, and he can still fill that role if Gyökeres goes off. And Mourinho scored a couple of goals for Spain, didn't he? But I still think he should have kept him on for the 90 minutes and let him get up to speed with it, because I think the Premier League, the speed's different to the Sporting Lisbon League. It'd been,
Yeah, he came out at 6 to 8 minutes. Gyökeres came out 6 to 8 minutes. That's what I'm saying,
too early, way too early.
Yeah, it is a bit early, I think so.
And for you, Tom, another question is, very rightly what James says, he was brought off at the 68th minute. We're seeing, obviously, managers utilising these 5 subs more. But, as exciting as for the fans to have more subs, keeps the team fresh, James is right in saying that when you've got new signings, you need match fitness. The one way to give them match fitness is more minutes. And to be brought off at 68 minutes,
I know.
I mean, what do you think, Tom? I mean, do you think it's man management by Arteta, or do you think that it's the right thing to do, or do you think he needs more minutes to become more prolific?
Well, I mean, when I was watching the game, I thought that it probably was to just rest him off a bit because he's been playing every game. Because I think Tom would tell as well, like, if he comes out against Man City, and Man City played well against Man United, and so like if he comes back and he's rested and he scores a few goals, then people might say, oh well, like he actually did a good thing there. So
yeah, but we've got Tuesday night before then, Tom. We've got Athletic Club, haven't we, before then? He'll be playing that game. Yeah,
you got Bilbao tomorrow. You got Bilbao.
So he's rest for that as well. Then perhaps I don't know. And I mean that is the great thing about the squad that we have, is that we can do that and still have players that that can score goals as well. So
the good news is for Tuesday night,
a great squad depth means that you can rest players, and with Saka being more injured recently, and when Odegaard's got that shoulder issue, I think he's probably just trying to sort of measure it better, because they've got to last the whole season. So I think that's what he's doing.
So Saka and Odegaard weren't in training apparently, but Saliba's back for Tuesday night. So
I mean, going back to
as a Liverpool fan, is it worrying to see an Arsenal on this form, scoring and only letting 1 goal in so far, or do you think this is just start of the season, everyone, there's goals flying in left, right, and centre. Are you generally worried about, also being really?
I think it's a bit early to say if Arsenal's going to be the team of the season. I mean, I know you've won all your last 3 games with 5-0, 3-0. Considering you start, you had not, apart from Liverpool, when you played Liverpool, you had Nottingham Forest. And when you won 5-0 against who was that you played?
Leeds,
yeah. So it's not a real test. I think the real test now that after coming back for you is going to Man City next weekend.
Well, they're coming to us, mate. They're coming to us.
To Emirates. Yeah, I think at home. If you can
get a point, what day is this bloke?
if you can get a point to if you can get a point against City, I think that'll be it's debatable still. I think you had a good start, but it's not 4 out of 4, is it?
City aren't firing on all cylinders yet, though, Dan. So, I think that I think they will.
I think you're getting too excited too early. I think you should give your team because you're going into other competition now. You're playing in Champions League tomorrow night. Of course, you've won all your games apart from Liverpool. You got your Champions League night, and you got your Carabao Cup next week. So those are the real tests. No, you go into Champions League.
Well, we're worried about the Carabao Cup because you said we're going to get smashed. So, yeah.
Well, anything can happen. Anything can happen. I think. What I'd like to ask you too is that: do you think that the way Madueke has been playing, do you think Saka will start on the bench for a while, or is it once he's fit? Do you think Saka will just take his place again, or do you think he'll start over Madueke?
You mean Madueke, yeah? I think Saka will get straight back in, to be fair, but I do think Maduenko's playing really well. But Saka's one of them. He's one of them players that he's just first name on the team sheet, and he's a bit like Odegaard, really. Odegaard's captain, first name on the team sheet. Saka and Odegaard are they're like a pair. As soon as they're fit, they're playing.
I think it'd be a shame for Madueke because I think he's played incredibly. What I've heard, he was
played very well,
fantastic for England, and then he's brought that form into. I mean, I didn't watch the whole game, but what I did watch, obviously, it was Madueke at the start of most, open play, chances.
The pace he's got as well. He's got some pace. He's faster than Saka, He's faster.
I like him as a player. I think he's a good player. He's got full potential. I can see the Eze. He's got a Mane potential in him. I think he's got that quality to be there for Arsenal. I think he'll get more assists in the future.
I think that Saka will start most games, but what will happen is that he'll get subbed off, and Madueke will come on, and they'll do a lot more switching because he wants to manage Saka and not get him having that sort of hamstring injury again and all these things. So I think they'll just sub a lot more. I think it's great that Madueke has shown his potential, and it's quite funny because back in the summer, most Arsenal fans were saying that he wasn't a good signing, and here he is doing great stuff. So it's quite funny that really.
I mean, he could be your.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, go on.
I think the thing we're overlooking is Zubimendi. I think he was brilliant. He got man of the match. He did. He was absolutely fantastic.
And that's to be fair. Until we were talking about Madueke, I was going to bring that up. I mean, a couple of times, Tom said, we've been very defensive. There's nothing wrong with that. You could say Arsenal were being very protective against some parts of play, but Zubimendi was meant to be, your defensive midfield rock, but he's also getting goals as well, and he's also not just getting goals, being part of open play attack.
He is, But the strange thing is the goal he got outside the area was his second goal outside the area, apparently, or first goal or second goal outside. He's not scored many goals outside the area. And the second goal he got, he's only scored 2 headers. So both
he's
goals.
proving to be a really good player. And Dennis, I'll come to you about this. I mean, Liverpool were heavily linked with him. Man United were heavily linked with him. And this was prior to Arsenal get at him. I mean, could this be one of those players where you will look back in 5 years' time and think, blimey, if only Liverpool could have signed this lad?
I remember Slot saying he wanted him, didn't he? Slot said
no, we wanted him last season, but he declined to come through because he thought on his slot is the manager's taking over club. He's not a big name. I think that's one of the reasons he turned down to go to Liverpool. He probably thought that Liverpool's not going to go anywhere for the season with the new manager, and obviously that's proven to be false. But I think it's a good signing for Arsenal. I'd say.
I think Zubimendi's our best signing so far.
I can tell you this though. I hate to say it, but Zubimendi is doing better at the moment for the last 4, compared to Florian Wirtz, 110 million player. He hasn't really shown.
So I was going to lead this into Liverpool versus Burnley this weekend, and I mean for Liverpool, they went into this game. I thought they were going to go into this game and run Burnley over. Burnley literally played 11 men behind the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, they had 19% possession. Burnley did against Liverpool's 81. Liverpool's XG was 2.45, and they had 27 shots. Liverpool did. Only 4 of them got on target. Yeah. Burnley had no shots on target.
Burnley didn't even try them.
Burnley went with an intention of getting the draw at most. What I will say is Wirtz obviously started that game. He had a tough time at Germany when he was selected for Germany squad. And also, what I found funny as well is the commentators were talking about how much he runs in behind. And when I was watching that game, he does do a lot of runs in behind. But I think sometimes it's quite pointless, some of the runs he's doing. I mean, I was thinking to myself, he could play in the striker position if anything happened to Ekitike, because he did make that many runs going in behind, but he was quite pointless because I don't know what you think, but he's your attacking midfielder, but he's the one who's getting forward to... I don't know. I don't know really what the gameplay was for Wirtz, but obviously, in your opinion, how do you think the game went from start to finish with how negative Burnley were, and your take on Wirtz as well?
I mean, going to Burnley, Liverpool knew it was going to be a tough game away from home.
Dennis, before you carry on, because it is your turn to speak, but before you carry on, I'll be concerned about Liverpool's creativity, because lately they've only scored from set pieces. They scored a penalty and a free kick. I'll be scared, I'll be a bit worried about their creativity lately, because only scoring from set pieces, they're scoring from penalties and free kicks.
That's totally. I think creativity, it's not been lost, but it's there somewhere. All right, let me go back to the Burnley game. Burnley went there for, like Craig mentioned.
Yeah,
they decided to play from the start a formation of 5-4-1. They have 5 defenders, 4 in midfield, and 1 striker. And Scott Parker told them, basically just if you're the striker and you're on your own, just stay where you are, and then the rest will defend. And that's what they did for literally like 85 minutes of the game. They had a couple of chances. Liverpool nearly got caught on a break once or twice, but fortunately Van Dijk was there to get the ball over. But I think it was a one-sided game. I think Liverpool went in to score goals, but it was difficult. When you have nearly like 10 men defending, how can you?
Yeah, but we have that every game.
But no, it's not.
Every game.
When the team is defending, it's not easy to score through. When you have that many men in the box,
not easy to create, is it?
The reason why, if you compare the Arsenal goal, you take goals from a corner, which changes the game throughout the game.
You get goals from balls, from penalties.
Yeah, but I think it was a great game. Like you said, 81% possession, so it wasn't locked. It was more of a one-sided game, and somehow we managed to get through, get a point. So that's all that matters at the end.
Yeah, but it weren't lucky that the bloke had.
And I want to bring up the quite big question here again, Craig. I know you love this subject. The VAR, the tackle against McAllister when he, at first he didn't look too bad, but the replay,
the sock was all
pictures,
ripped,
and I think. I I was going to bring up a VAR segment. I was going to bring up this on the little VAR segment, but you might as well just go in for it. I think any football fan, regardless of who you support, I think now, before it was like, oh, Liverpool aren't getting this chance, so they're going to moan, or Arsenal aren't getting this chance, so they're going to moan. But I think every football fan now is absolutely fed up. You know, something can happen to Spurs, and I think Arsenal fans would be annoyed if they saw a decision that bad, because how can you say there's consistency in league football when, I mean, that wasn't a red card. I mean, Danny's...
it's an absolutely a disgrace from VAR.
And we had it with Fulham and Chelsea. So, I mean, when it's gone way beyond now to the point where I think we've seen more of these tackles because nobody's actually taking notice. You know, it's a 50-50 toss-up. You go into a tackle thinking, what's the momentum going to be like? Is the ref having a good day? Or are the crowd going to get behind and to put pressure on the referee? Because it was just atrocious. And I mean, tackles like that on players, especially now with how much they cost, and like the Premier, you say that was Arsenal against Liverpool later on in the season, that could actually cost a league title or a place in the Champions League for some teams. I think it's absolutely atrocious.
I think it certainly costs you a title when it's close, like when you lose it by 2 points, like we did to Man City. When we lost the league by 2 points, certainly decisions can cost you the title then. I mean, when it's not close, like Liverpool won it by about 7-8 points last season, didn't I? I can't remember, but that weren't close. But when it's close, it can certainly cost you the league, can't it? A decision like if it's by 2.
And so, leading off on that, Dennis, I mean, I want to know from your point of view, what went wrong for Liverpool? I'm not saying what went wrong for Liverpool, because Liverpool did everything they could, but do you think there could have been a different approach to this game from your point of view, Dennis? I mean, or was that just going to be the plan all along?
When I was watching the game, I think you can just tell that the creativity and there was a trend, you know, Alexander Trent, I know he's been gone for months now, but he's the type of player that would change games, you know, with the crosses that he does deal with. And, you know, the old Liverpool team would able to get a goal. But you can tell that there's a missing of that. I think Slot relies on Florian Wirtz to create something, but he's currently struggling, so he's not doing that whatsoever. So at the moment, I can't tell where's the goal's going to come from, where's the assist going to come from. You know, I think that's why it's been getting this last minute lucky goals that we've been getting through because there's no creativity, like James said. I think we're lacking of that in a minute.
Well, I only saw the highlights on Match of the Day, so bear in mind, I don't know what tempo they were playing at. Were they playing the ball around too slow? Were they not moving the ball about?
Oh no, we were definitely going for a goal. It just barely made it difficult defense-wise for us. You know, every time we go in the attack, every Liverpool player will have 2 or 3 players on them. You know, like it's very difficult to get around their back line that fast. And I think Mo Salah had another poor game. I think he didn't really shine. You know, he's struggling this season for some reason. I think that's down to the slot.
He's getting old.
No, I think because we have new players now. I think Slot is prioritizing the playmaker as Florian to create the goals for, you know, Ekitike or for Mo Salah, but he's not doing that in a minute. So, and like last season, the tactic was like, all right, we get the ball, just pass it to Salah quickly, and he'll do the rest. You know, that was the whole tactic last season. But now it's, you know, when you have these new players coming through, and Salah is not getting that feedback from. Yeah, it was, and he scored the most goal last season. It worked.
Well, yeah, but when Salah does do runs, I mean, like he looks more unfit than last season. I just think
he's getting old.
Not on the ball, is he?
I mean, you're right, Sam. I think
like last season, he was just like on it every time, just sprinting, creating chances, scoring chances. This season, there just is something where he's not there. Like
no, I still think he's giving 100% from what I saw.
You have to remember as well.
But I think he's getting older. That's the
thing. You have to remember this is a new team. I think it's taken them a while to gel together. They're still trying to finding their ways with a new team. But I'm looking forward to if ISAK where is he going to play with the team? Is he going to play with Ikitike, with ISAK? I think that will make a difference. We'll see that tomorrow on Wednesday in Champions League, because Slot left him out against Burnley, and he'll bring him in on Wednesday for the Champions League. Hopefully he'll do well. What I want to ask:
are you disappointed though, Dan, in Mo Salah? Because I don't want to bring any negativity on him, but obviously he held out for a long time for a new contract, as in what he wants to get paid. We're not 100% clear of what that contract says, if it's a bonus incentive, or if it wasn't a bonus incentive, and he isn't really producing the performances we used to. But obviously, yes, he is getting older, but if you're right in what you were saying, is that was the whole tactic last year. Salah's one of the most senior leading players in that squad now. And you would think he would say to those players, get the ball to me, pass the ball to me. Wirtz isn't having a great start of the season, but, at the end of the day, like Gyökeres, everyone's got to find the feet. But I'm just surprised that Mo Salah isn't leading that line and being more selfish. I mean, it's like he doesn't even ask for the ball as much as he used to.
Yeah, I think that's part of the. I think that's why he's struggling in the minute. But you can never write off Salah. Even though we were fortunate to get a penalty, he took the penalty. Like he always does. He could have missed it. Any players could have been under pressure. Last minute goal. He could have just carved that off, and we could have drawn a game. But he took that perfectly well as an experienced player of the group. But Mo Salah will come by again. I think I don't think because of his age, it's ridiculous for James to say, "Oh, he's getting old." He's bloody 33, mate, or 34. He's not that old yet.
Well, that is old for a footballer. That's old.
No, it's not. It's not at all. I can understand if he was like 36. Yeah, he might slow down, but at the minute, I think he's got a couple more seasons. For his prime best, I think he'll get there.
And one last thing, well, not one last thing, obviously we can talk about, but the game wasn't as explosive as one would think of Liverpool. But one of the other things I want to mention is Kirkes. I mean, he's a young lad, and a lot of players come out to defend him, even Robertson, who's, fighting for him for left back position, saying he's still a young lad, and we all make those mistakes when we're younger, but he really does seem like a hothead, and I tell you what, he might cost Liverpool some big points this season if he carries on the way he's going. I don't know what you think, but to be brought off, was it 7 minutes before half time? I mean, it says it's all really.
I mean, he done that dive, didn't he?
I'll be honest, I thought that was. And don't get me wrong, Burnley were doing a lot of counter-attacking or trying to, and Kirkes was the last man because he's got the most pace. I thought for Slot to do that was quite a bit embarrassing for a young player if you want to build up the confidence.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
He dived. That's what it was. It paid.
Yeah, he dived quite early on in the game, but this was 37 minutes. I mean, you tell me, guys. I just thought it was quite harsh not just to wait 7 minutes.
Slot said, I saw it in bits, as I say, so I don't know what point he dived and what point he...
he did definitely dive. I think it was an honest mistake. He did deliberately dive and he got a yellow for it. I agree with that, for a yellow first. And for Slot to bring him off for 7 minutes, I think that's down to his... Because he nearly got a second yellow, and he was lucky not to get a second, to be honest with you. Otherwise, he would have been off. I think when Slot saw that bad tackle, the second tackle that he got away with, he decided, I'm going to take him off now, because he knew for the fact that Burnley would play that type of game. If Kirkes stayed a little bit more for the after halftime, Burnley would have pushed him to trying to get a yellow from him, and he would honestly get sent off. But it's Slot's mentality, isn't it? Like he doesn't care about players' feelings. He doesn't care about he's going to embarrass you. If you're playing a bad game, he'll take you off, mate. Like he'll sub you off, which is a sign of a good manager. I don't think you should be like playing on players' emotion, because if you done something stupid and he's taking you off early, I don't think it's a big thing at all. I think it's a lesson for the players.
Yeah, and are you worried about McAllister? Do we know if he's out injured, or he was brought off as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was brought out. I think precaution.
Is that more precaution? Yeah, precaution.
Yeah, I think he'll have a rest. I think he'll be back against Everton on Saturday for the derby. I think he'll definitely be back. But
you're playing in the midweek as well, aren't you?
Yeah, we're playing on Wednesday. I think Atletico Madrid away. So Yeah, that's going to be an interesting game, and I can't wait for Isak, man. Let's talk about Isak. Come on, how do you feel with Isak being a Liverpool player from Arsenal's perspective?
I don't know. We haven't seen him as a Liverpool player. Yeah. So.
Well, you have seen him for Newcastle, mate. He's the best striker in the world.
Are you guys worried? Are you guys?
Are you talking about the player that can't get in front of Jokeris in the Sweden team? Is that?
No, let's not begin any jokes. I think that I mean,
I think he can feel the fear.
Very, very good striker, and I think he could play very well for you, but I don't really see where he would fit. Really, I mean, like, there's not a net. I mean, if Ekitike comes off and then he just is in Ekitike's place and Isak just has the limelight, then I mean that's fair enough, and that's what I think will happen, isn't it? But then I feel a bit for Ekitike because he's come in and done pretty well for you so far. And
I think it's a good option to have Ekitike on the bench when you have a quality striker.
I mean, like, that'd be good for, like, if Isak gets tired, Selak for 80th minute or something, and bring Ekitike on.
Yeah,
exactly,
enough.
Yeah. But it's difficult to say. But I think, well, we all know that Isak is a very, very good striker.
Do you think that a lot of teams fear Isak as becoming a Liverpool player, or after what he did with Newcastle, with all the goals that he scored?
I think a lot of people do. Yeah.
Do you have that fear in your heart, James, thinking that Liverpool might run away these points once Isak's going? No, not at all. No, really.
No, because I think we've got a stronger squad this year. So no, I don't.
Well,
I think it'll be close right to the end, mate. I think it'll be close.
Do you think so? I don't think so. I don't think it'll be as close.
Well, you reckon you run away with it?
I would think Man City and Liverpool will be the contender.
No, so Arsenal ain't even in it now. Oh, right, okay, fair enough.
You think that we're not going to be as good as Man City?
No, I don't think he'll be as good as Man City. After what Man City's done over the weekend.
No, you're being silly there. I mean, like, even Craig's
I change my opinion every game, mate. Like, if I can see Man City is starting to play well, I'm going to change my opinion about that. Because, like, this new development.
You did actually have Man City plus Arsenal in your prediction.
Yeah, it's a developing.
And not only that, you said Man United will beat Arsenal to 4th.
Yeah, but he also said. He also said
to
me in Rome. Hang on, listen. He also said to me in Rome that Unai Emery is a better manager than Arteta. So far, Aston Villa haven't scored a single goal and are sitting at second bottom. So, and he's saying it, and his answer to that was it's all down to money.
Well, it's true. You've had a lot of improvement, to be honest with you. Like, Arsenal's got improvement. You spent nearly 250 million to get new players.
Yeah, but you said Unai Emery's a better manager than Arteta.
Comparison.
So before we get carried away, did any of you watch the derby match between Manchester City and Manchester United?
Yeah, I saw the highlights. Yeah.
I did watch some of it. Yes, yeah.
I mean,
they looked like they were useless, Man United. From what I saw, they didn't look very good. Their defence was all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, Man United. For some reason, Man United didn't look as sharp because the defense, like you said, defense all over the place. The goalkeeping out. I mean, Man United just going to be cursed with goalkeeping errors. Like, it doesn't matter what goalkeeper they have between the net; they're just going to have a really shoddy time.
And they've got no midfield, have they? They've not really got a good midfield, have they?
They needed a midfielder and they needed a goalkeeper, and the two things they didn't get, and they brought 3 strikers instead. I don't know who's making those decisions behind the screen, but I was my United fan. Honestly, I'd probably start drinking heavily.
I think it's down to the managers being so arrogant.
The chance that was that volley, weren't it, really? And
Donnarumma
saved it, weren't it?
And Bueno's volley,
When you look at the stats, though, Man United had 12 shots. Manchester City had 13. But you watched that game, and it didn't look like Manchester City only had 1 extra shot than Man United.
No.
They had 2 shots of that 12 on target, which isn't a lot. But when you play Manchester City, to get 12 shots and then get 2 shots on target isn't a bad return, because Manchester City only got 6 shots on target. 3 of them went in the net. But I mean, let's face it, I did expect Manchester City to win Man United.
Yeah, so did I. Yeah.
Where do Man United go from here? I mean, is it the system? Is it?
Well,
I think it is a system. It is a system.
Well, he's playing 3 at the back, isn't he, lately? Isn't he?
Yeah,
I
think
most people are saying that Amarin is just stuck in his ways and he's just not changing his tactics enough, and so he's just like dead set on what he wants to do. And everyone's saying that
he's a very arrogant manager, more arrogant than Arteta, to be honest.
The mistake is that he isn't flexible enough and he isn't changing to actually try and adapt. So
Kuna didn't play, though, did he? The ex-Wolves bloke, he didn't play, did he? Kuna?
No, he didn't play. He wasn't even on the
bench. Injured?
Well, he must have been injured, yeah.
Yeah, see, that made a difference as well, because he's a bloody good player. But the thing is, I'll give him a bit of credit. The credit I'll give him is they played really well against us. So at some point, they are going to have they're going to be on and off, I think. They're going to have odd games where they play really well. And they're going to be the same Man United have been for the last 3-4 years. They'll have them odd games where they just, play really well.
Sooner or later, they'll have to let him go. I think.
I think that was like a first game of the season
have to let him go.
James.
I think.
Right?
Yeah, go on.
No, I mean, I think that that was just the first game, and they were like, "Yeah, come on, let's."
No, but there will be other games that they play well.
So they just lost their spirit, and now it's just downhill, I think.
Yeah, but it's not going to be complete downhill. They'll have games that they win. I mean, they got away with it against
many. But not very many.
I mean, they're not going to finish like really bad, but I think they will beat teams. They will, they'll probably turn up against Chelsea and beat them. You never know with Man United. That's the problem.
I will be surprised if the resource doesn't come Man United's way. I will be surprised if Amarin will be there by Christmas.
Oh yeah, I'm not so sure.
I'll be very surprised. A couple more losses, it'll be gone, I think.
But it's the same Man United it's been for the last 5 years. They've been on and off with manager. Keep changing manager. You never know what Man United's going to turn up. Then all of a sudden they'll have a couple of good games and they go and win the League Cup or the FA Cup. Now, you never know what Man United's going to turn up. That's
I mean, when I look at this Man United squad, I mean, I think he is a stubborn manager. And if you're a manager of Manchester United, you should be able to adapt your tactics and formation to suit the players. And if you're playing 3-4-2-1 every week and getting absolutely battered and no midfield, you've got to be able to be good enough to switch to a 4 at the back and maybe play 3. Play 3 strikers, 2 wide men, or maybe even play 4-4-2. We see a lot of even Guardiola switches to a 4-4-2 when he needs.
A 5-4-1 like Burnley, not concede goals at all.
I'm looking at this Man United team and I think to myself, you're Man United and you're playing with 5, even though the formation is 3-4-2-1, you're playing with 5 defenders. When you see teams like Inter Milan who used to play the 3-4-2-1 position really well back in the 2000s, they would have wingers playing at that wing back.
Yeah,
you've got Missouri and Dorgo, 2. Yes, they are wing backs, but they are more defensive than attacking. And then you've got Ugarte, who's more defensive. Bruno Fernandes, who I think is so overrated. I don't care.
Well, he doesn't track. He doesn't track.
He's very good. He's very good at when he's the star man. But like you say, James, he doesn't track back. He moans a lot, and as your captain, that's what looking up to.
And he brings that negativity to the team.
Yeah, Luke Shaw, who retired about 5 years ago.
Well, he was playing, weren't he? Yeah.
Yeah, and the goalkeeper. I mean, they've signed a new goalkeeper.
And Maguire came on, didn't he?
Maguire came on, but
yeah, I mean, just let Maguire now after all this time. He's never done it for Man United, has he? Really, he's been better for England.
Imagine when
you have him at this point.
You're chasing a goal back and you're bringing Maguire as centre back. It's absolutely crazy,
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's how far behind now. They end up bringing on Maguire to put in the middle, hoping he's going to score an header. I mean,
they spent all that money on strikers, and they still brought Xerxes on, who's got 2 left feet. And not only that, Casemiro. I mean, he's nowhere near the player he was.
He's way past. Way past.
If I was a Man United executive, I'd be thinking, how the hell have I still got my job? Knowing I've just spent all that money on 3 strikers, brought in a goalkeeper nobody's heard of from bloody Belgium, and then I don't bring in a midfielder I honestly, I despair for Man United.
And this Sesko, apparently there was rumours we were after him, but he's not playing that great. I mean, I know he's not played that much. He's come off the bench a few times, but he had a shot outside the area. But they showed you his touch ratio in the box, and he was hardly. They'd done a comparison between him and Haaland, this Sesko, and they said that he's hardly had any touches in the opposition area. Compared to, and they showed you Haaland's, and they said this guy needs to start getting in the right positions because he's not getting enough of the ball in dangerous areas to be of any threat. And this is the guy apparently we were after, and we ended up going for Gyökeres. But like he's looked very weak at the moment.
I think that's down to the manager, though. I think the manager is responsible for Man United's downfall again.
The only thing I would say is that Kuna and the other bloke there, is it Embueno? Them two are good players. They're both good players.
Yeah. I mean, let's not take it away from Manchester City. I mean, they've had a bit of an
Manchester City,
daisy start of the season. To beat Man United 3-0 is going to do great for their confidence, but also Doku, he seems to always turn up against Man United, which didn't help them, obviously. And obviously Foden and Haaland got
Foden played well.
Foden played very well.
He seems to be
back at his best.
I'm glad to see Foden play well, because I did actually think he might start be losing his place because he was not having a very good end of last season.
He had a terrible season last season.
And to keep his place has been really good, but that whole match had Manchester City written all over it, and he did
back at his best. Yeah,
and that Doku, he was really good.
Yeah, he's really
good. The way he could cut through him on the wing, and the way he ran through him, and then obviously Foden got the header. A bit lucky with a rebound back to him, but
What about Man City's goals? Did you see the goals from Erling Haaland?
Yeah,
I saw it.
I saw them. Yeah,
absolutely incredible, aren't they? Like.
I
think it might have been the second goal. Like, what was the Man United defense were doing half over the line? Like, that was allowed.
The pace of Haaland, he's just gone. He was gone. They just couldn't be.
No, he was like they were so high. The defenders were so high up. They were cross over the line.
Yeah, it's a high line, but even so, it makes them look slower than they are.
It looked like could have been offside, but it was behind the line, but. It was
Maguire trying to get back like a cartles.
Maguire. Yeah, it's
Should we obviously, because we're knocking on now? I want to just look at the fixture. I mean, we've got the Champions League in the middle of the week, which is going to be good. And we spoke a little bit about that. Who Arsenal have got and who Liverpool have got, but. Obviously, looking ahead to this weekend, it's shaping up to be a really good weekend again. It seems like all these matches are coming all at once. We've got the Derby day for Liverpool and Everton at Anfield. We've also got Man United and Chelsea, which that could go either way because, like you just said, Man United when they turn up, they can go on it.
You never know.
They can turn up against Chelsea and then they'll lose against Leeds or West Ham the week after. And then we've also got a big. I mean, I feel sorry for Arsenal because they've taken all these big teams all in one, and they've got Manchester City at home on the Sunday. I mean, what Tom James, Manchester City on Sunday?
My prediction is 2-1 Arsenal.
Why is that?
Well, because we're at home and we are going in confidence. And Man City is still getting there. They aren't fully at their best. And just that home crowd. And I really wanted it to be 2-1 because they beat us 2-1 last time. So I think that would be good to just shove it in their faces.
What do you mean they beat us 2-1 last time? It was 5-0, 5-1 or something, and 2-all. Last time.
I will go for.
It was 2-all when we win Rome, weren't it? 2-all.
Yeah, it was a draw, wasn't it?
It was 2-all. That was at the Etihad.
It's only 2-all, yeah.
We had 10 men, and then we beat them 5-1 at the Emirates, didn't we? Or 5-0 or something.
So what we're taking from this then, Tom, is you beat Manchester City 2-all. That's what you're hoping you beat them.
Yeah.
I will go for.
Sorry, I'm tired. Yeah, okay.
I will go for
James. What's your take on it? It doesn't have to be just the prediction. It can be what your take is on it.
I'm struggling to predict it fully, but I think we're going to let a goal in this time, because every time I've said I don't think we'll let a goal. I didn't think we'd let a goal in against Liverpool because their defence is so strong. But I think we will let a goal in against Man City, but I still think we'll have enough to get the win, because I do think at home we'll have more confidence. And being we beat them, we absolutely thumped them at the Emirates last year. Well, was it 5-1 or 5-0? I think it's 5-1.
Yeah, and
we did thump them last year.
Funny enough, I've got.
And that was because it was Man City that wasn't very good. So
no, but it's not. No, it's not just that. Right. It was the way they reacted to us. It was the way they threw the ball at Gabriel's head. They started a fire in the team. That's what they did. It weren't just that. They wanted to prove a point, and they went and thumped them. And I think we still have that anger inside us, and I think that anger will still be there. And I think it's going. I'm going to go for 3-1. That's what I'm going to go for. I think we will.
I've put in for my Super 6 2-0 Arsenal. Funny enough, I think Arsenal will. I think with it being at Emirates, I think Manchester City will fumble. And the reason I think that is because they haven't really been that dominating at the start. I mean, Manchester United, at home, you're going to win. You are going to win. And they just haven't been convincing for me. And I think Arsenal...
Yeah, they expected to beat Man United.
Yeah, and I think Arsenal been a lot more convincing, and they're at home. So I'll put 2-0. All right, you, Dan, I mean, what do you think? I mean,
I think...
Is this the start of Arsenal's downfall, or do you think they're going to...
I wouldn't say Arsenal's downfall, even though I'd like to see them get beat. But I would go for. I would like to see Arsenal get beat every weekend. You know, that would be a fantastic thing to happen. But I would go for 1-0 Man City. Only because I think Manchester City, you know, with the players that they've got, you know, they are still Manchester City. You know, whatever you say that they fall off and this and that, it's still Manchester City. You know, Erling Haaland, if he's on form going forward to the game next week, he will go. He's going to go all in. I think he's got history with Arsenal from a couple of years ago. I think he's going to go all in. He's not going to take it lightly. I think you got.
Well, he should go in after getting battered 5-1, shouldn't he? He should go in. I think he will.
It's going to be like it'll almost be like a derby. I think this game. You know, I think Arsenal, Manchester City, big two rivals.
I think Saliba, if Saliba plays instead of Mascara, whatever he's playing. Mascara, sorry, I said it wrong again. Saliba plays instead of him, and it's Saliba and Gabriel, a normal partnership against Haaland. I think Haaland struggles against them too. He struggled against them every game. He don't seem to get any. They just seem to completely mark him out of the game. But we'll see. But if we have our usual back four, then I think he'll struggle.
I know we're pushing on time, but quickly, just going off that, do you think Haaland will also still have that kind of? I think it was embarrassing for him in the end. That embarrassing moment of obviously speaking back at Arteta, saying "stay humble." I think that might be a bit of mind games for him as well.
Stay humble,
It literally went really dramatic. It really went downhill for Man City.
It backfired for him, didn't it? Really, it backfired.
Yeah.
Or maybe it might come for revenge next weekend.
So, Dennis.
Dennis is so hopeful, isn't he? So, he went. Oh, you sure you ain't got a Tottenham shirt on underneath it?
The first game of this weekend is the Merseyside derby, which will be Liverpool versus Everton at 12:30.
I hope Everton win.
It's going to be electric. Keep in mind, Everton hasn't won a game in Anfield for so long now. I don't remember the last time they managed to get a win in Anfield. But I think, going into the game, I think Liverpool is the favourites, especially with ISAK now. So I'm quite happy to, a real challenge finally. 5th game of the season, a proper challenge now. So we'll get tested.
So Arsenal weren't a proper challenge then, was it? No,
I don't think it was. No, I don't. I think the last 4 games has just been a lot of walkover.
Everton are a completely different team than Everton were last season. They've had a good start of the season. They've won 2, they've drawn 1 and lost 1. Is that any cause for concern, Dan? I know you're going to say no. isn't, and you're going to run over
No, not at all.
Paul.
No, I think Everton will come in. They will play their heart out. But
Yeah.
I think with Alexander Isak coming on, hopefully he doesn't get injured during the Champions League this week. He's going to be on fire, man. I think Isak's be the player of the season. I think he's going to get 20 goals this season.
Yeah, player of the season already.
Do you not think that playing at Everton's new ground is like not going to make them really want to?
No, we're playing in Anfield. We're playing at home, so it's not. It's going to be electric at home.
It's at Anfield, Tom.
Is that not Everton? So, I thought it was Everton.
That's both you and Dan. Now we've got the teams the wrong way around for the body.
Bloody hell, Dan gets things wrong. Tom gets things wrong. God, I don't know.
So, aren't we worried about Grealish then, Dan? Oh, I mean, he's been absolutely on form.
I
think Jack Grealish is a threat. He's been playing really well for Everton so far, and he got voted player of the match. Was it this month or last month? It's going to be a threat. It's going to be 50-50 going forward. Now, even though Liverpool's a favourite, I think it's 50-50.
Where do you think this match be won? Then? Where on the field do you think Liverpool will win this match then against Everton? Where will be the pinnacle of?
I think my prediction is if Bradley covers or Frimpong, I think Frimpong's back now. So my guess now is Frimpong will start again, and Szoboszlai will go back to his normal position in midfield. Szoboszlai, Florian, and Isak will be the three threat. Mo Salah, 50-50 if he's in the game. If he's not, he'll turn up. But the real threat will be Szoboszlai and Isak and Florian.
For a free kick.
No, I think the gameplay will be on. They're gonna feed the ball to Isak. Once he starts playing,
with a set piece then.
Look, if the set piece come, we'll take it, man. We'll take that on. We'll get every opportunity we can get. We don't chase set pieces, like Arsenal does. Your gameplay is to
you won the last 2 games on set pieces, mate.
Well, exactly. You can't. Your gameplay is just. If you can get a corner, dive as much as you can, get a foul, get a set piece.
But corners are harder to score. Hang on, corners are harder to score than penalties.
No, it's not. Well, if you're harder, then why are you still scoring so many goals?
What is he on about? Of course he's
no, you found a coach.
So if you had a choice between getting a corner or a penalty, what would you rather in the game then?
Penalty, of course.
Because it's easier to score a penalty. That's what we just thought.
No, I'm talking about Arsenal's tactic that they're there. If they're trying to get a foul on every opportunity they can do and get a corner or a free kick.
Well, so your guy dived the other day, weren't trying to get a foul, was he?
Well, he did, yeah. It was a dive. It's not every fucking game, though, is it, mate? Like, you're comparing a one-off situation that's every game. Like, how many corners has Liverpool has scored? It's very rare.
Yeah, but if you had scored 33 corners, you'd be saying, then we've got a corners, we're brilliant.
Yeah, but you've got a specialist coach to teach you corners. That's why you managed to win.
What's bad about that?
Yeah, but you're playing for corners every single time. Like, you can't judge Liverpool saying, "Oh yeah,
but if
Liverpool."
You got that to your advantage. You use it, wouldn't you? Surely.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Arsenal has found a way to get goals from the corner, and therefore you're more obliged to get more corners than you usually would. Liverpool doesn't go into the game. Oh yeah, okay, Mo Salah, you kick the ball out, get a corner. Arteta does that.
Anyway.
But you're missing my point there. The
last 2 games, you've lacked creativity and you won on set pieces. That's the verdict.
At the end of the day, mate, we've won 4 games.
Set pieces.
Top of the league. We're top of the league. What happened to Tom? Oh, he's disconnected. Anyway,
what's your prediction then, Dan?
1-0. Oh, sorry. Liverpool will be 2-0.
2-0. James, what do you think? I mean, we're gonna obviously we all give us prediction on Arsenal and City. So, what do you think for Liverpool and Everton?
I reckon there could, but a lot of derbies are draws, isn't there? So I reckon it could be a 2-2. I reckon there could be a draw there. To be honest, a derby. There's always the potential to be a draw, isn't there? It could either go 1 or 2 ways. If Liverpool score early, obviously, run away with it. But
So, Tom, on to Liverpool and Everton. How many will Liverpool win?
I actually was going to say a draw as well, I think. But I hope that Everton beat you, actually, because I just think that they're due a win, really.
No, I think there's a big
win. They've been playing well.
They've already got 2 wins.
I mean, due a win against Liverpool. Not against.
I think it's
all the teams that they played, but I think it's more likely to be a draw. So,
no, I think it's more likely to be Liverpool.
1-1 or 2-2.
Tom. I think.
It was last time Everton won at Anfield, there, Dennis.
Oh, age! I don't even know, mate. It's been many years since they won. I think 10 years ago.
Greenish will go around and score a goal.
No, it's going to be.
So when did they last win? Look that up, Craig.
February 2021.
2021. Oh, it's a long time. Yeah.
Well, that isn't that long ago.
Well, 4 years ago is a long time, Tom, in football. There's like 2 games each. Yeah.
That's like nearly
10 games.
Days. 12,000 days.
10, 12 games not winning in Anfield. Well,
what did you think of this Kevin bloke for Leeds? He looked good, didn't he, when he came on, the Brazilian?
Did he used to play for Chelsea?
Oh, I saw him play, yeah. Kevin.
I don't know who he used to play for, but he looked good. They looked good player to me when he came on for Leeds. Looked really sort of electric on the ball.
He really changed their play, didn't he? Yeah.
He was one of those players who are going to be like, how did nobody else like? For me, when I saw how he's got that swagger when he goes on the ball, like, you know, why have Leeds picked him up, but how come, you know, what's the reason Leeds have ended up winning his signature?
Yeah.
Before moving on, I just want to, Ricky Hatton's passing yesterday was kind of a shock. He was a big Manchester City fan, a legend to the British boxing. He passed away. I don't know how he died, but it's quite sad.
It was quite sad, wasn't it?
I heard speculation on the radio this morning about but they don't know how he died. They just said that he had a lot of issues.
Yeah, he had a lot of alcohol and drugs, and of course mental health issues.
Oh yeah, I mean that's
I think he's such a young age as well, 46, to lose that soon. Rest in peace to Ricky Hatton.
Can I just also bring up? It's literally just been announced. Sky Sports released this 31 minutes ago. I don't know how you guys feel about this because I think it's horrendous. But next season there'll be. You know how we got the 2-week international gap?
Yeah, 2 weeks.
I heard this.
Well, the 1.5 week international gap that we just had. Next season, they're increasing it to 3 weeks, from 1.5 weeks to 3 weeks. Yeah. So from the 21st of September right through to the 7th of October, there'll be no Premier League football. There'll be a 3-week gap.
I think that's a good thing, Craig. I think. Just get the international break out of the way because it ruins momentum.
Well, that's what some people are saying because there's an international break at the end of October and there was just one now. They're saying, well, if we can get 4 games out of,
so
but from my point of view, also, I know there's more lads to the Premier League, but when you think to yourself, you've literally just got 3 games in, and already you've got 4 international matches. I don't know. I think. It's good, but also I think it's frustrating. If you're a fan of,
for sure, yeah.
So what's the
as a fan because you basically got to wait for 3 weeks to.
You have all the speculation of all these 100.
But then after that, you'll have the rest is football, isn't it? Every week, October until December.
You're talking about Florian Wirtz and Gyökeres not settling in straight away with their own team because it's new players. They join, they play 3 games in the Premier League, and straight away they play 4 games. They're going to play more international games by the end of October than they will have done Premier League games. So when you're talking about these big players coming in for 100 million, 120 million, 150 million, and it's taking time to get going, they have 3 games with the parent club, and then they're already shipped out to play international football.
Yeah.
They arrive back on the Wednesday, and then they got a Premier League match on the Saturday. I mean, I don't know.
There's just too many games now. I think there's too many
I'm not
games.
too awful, but I just want to know what you we spoke a lot today about Gyökeres, Virts not having that time. It's still early days, they're still finding each other, and this time next season we'll still be in an international break, even though. It's madness.
No, to be honest with you, I've got more concern VAR than international breaks. So I think I'll welcome the change. So it'll be nice to just get on after international break. Just get on with the Premier League, week in, week out. I think that's a good. It doesn't bother me too much.
I think it's managing the minutes when they're on international break. I think what Tom said earlier with Rice playing all them games, and then obviously Madueke played for England twice as well as playing for Arsenal. And I think it is managing the minutes for your players. The managers have to bear in mind all their international minutes to then coincide with how they get on with their club team, don't they? So like Rice, I think he rested Rice like what Tom said, because he realised how much he'd played, and he plays in a midfield role, which is a lot more running than probably Madueke on the wing. When you're in the central midfield, there's a lot more running usually. So I reckon that's why he rested Rice, Arteta, going back to that.
Before we go, I just want to mention, I want to hear your opinion. So over the weekend, Real Madrid once again bench Alexander Trent. He did Alonso bench him again. He didn't start for the game. What do you think about that?
Personally, straight away, I think this was coming anyway, because Carvajal is Real Madrid's captain. He will always, and he's still a quality right back. I think Trent should have saw this coming. I don't know what Trent was expecting.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if he was expecting a role in midfield. That's why he went there, because obviously he's got this fascination of playing midfield. But when you've got to play like Carvajal, who's not just a leader, he's got fire in his belly. When you're playing Real Madrid and Carvajal's playing right back, there's going to be a couple of duels, and your winger isn't going to have a really frustrating time. You would not, no offense to Trent, but you would not play Trent knowing his defensive capabilities. And what I have heard is that he's fallen out already with Xabi Alonso. Well, I think that's a crazy thing for him to do, because I think he's gone over there thinking he's going to be the main man. And I think he's had a reality check. Because, no offense, Carvajal is a better player.
Yeah, I agree.
Carvajal is your captain. And like I said, he makes it uncomfortable for any winger playing that left wing. He'll make any winger uncomfortable.
Yeah, I think it's going that way, I think. But if it continues, if Trent doesn't get the game he needs, I don't think he'll be going with England for the World Cup next year. He needs the World Cup to be able to win trophies, and be able to win personal achievement. When he wanted to go to Madrid, he wanted to win the Ballon d'Or. So that's the first right back to win the Ballon d'Or. But if he's not playing, then there's no way he's getting that chance of getting there. That's all. I wish him luck. I wish him luck.
So how many games has he not started? Basically any game then so far?
He started almost a couple of games. I think he started a couple of games, but I think I don't know if it's the media, because you know what the English media can be like, where it doesn't matter if you're playing well, they'll hound you for anything. I don't know if it's the media. He might be over there thinking this is lovely. He might not be seeing any of that, and he might just be the English media making a big fuss about it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Or from his point of view, if he went there expecting to be first choice, then somebody was selling him a dream.
Yeah. Well, Bellingham sold him the dream.
His boyfriend.
Yeah. Yeah, I do miss Trent. I don't hate him for moving to Madrid. He needs to. He wanted to leave. Good luck to him. But you can see how Liverpool is struggling. Creativity, like James was saying about Liverpool now, the way they play. Trent is the missing part. Last season he was just on fire, but now it's difficult. But champions will find a way to win the game. That's what Liverpool does best. So better believe that, James.
Here's a question for you. Then, how many teams are left undefeated in the Premier League? Quickly,
Here we go.
2.
That's Liverpool. And who had draws? Man City lost a few games. Chelsea lost.
No, Chelsea haven't lost.
Chelsea have lost some.
They haven't lost. Chelsea haven't lost. They've drawn.
All right, then lost. Liverpool and Chelsea.
But there's one more.
Arsenal.
No, we lost to you.
I was joking. Yeah.
So who's the other team undefeated?
Everton.
Crystal Palace.
Everton.
Crystal Palace, that's it.
Crystal Palace, yeah.
They're still unbeaten. Crystal Palace. Yeah, they're playing well.
I fancy Crystal Palace, to challenge for the top 4. I hope they do.
I'm going home. I've had enough of it.